Welcome to the Pathways to Wholeness podcast. I'm Michael Warmoth, and I thank you for joining us for this next episode of meditative teaching. Please note that these meditations were recorded in a tropical environment with the windows and doors open, so you will hear birds and other sounds in the background. Try not to let them distract you from the words. Okay, let's just settle in, relax, maybe take a few breaths and just listen to the music before the teaching starts. There are many of us who have never had the experience of being soothed back into a state of connection and harmony when we have been disturbed or troubled. And when we have not had that experience, it is difficult to do that for ourselves. And so we end up living in a constant state of watchfulness and anxiety, and not feeling peace and safe. But our natural state is one of connection, of harmony, of peaceful, restful knowing of the divine nature of ourselves and the world around us. And that is what we all truly desire. It's to know that truth. Although it is our natural state, it is not culturally recognized. From the Western cultures particularly, but actually most cultures, there is no real priority given to being in that restful, connected state. But that is where true healing happens. That is where we find love and joy and our authentic sense of self. And so we must practice the art of soothing ourselves. We are soothed when we are reminded that everything is actually okay, and that what is disturbing us is not real. When we were young and had anxiety about something in the dark, all it took was to turn on the light and be soothed by a parent and see that there was nothing there. And now, that is what we must do. We must bring the light into our consciousness, our awareness, and see that the illusion that we have been living with is just that, an illusion. All the ideas and beliefs we hold about what is wrong with us, what is wrong with the world, are just illusions. The truth is, there is a divine and perfect power always at work. You may hear the ego object to that idea. It insists that there are things wrong. There are bad things. But we must understand that that is only the view of a dualistic mind, a mind that doesn't know the truth. We cannot convince the ego that the world is perfect. that we are perfect, because the ego cannot comprehend perfection. It lives in a divided world. Everything is divided. Good and bad, right and wrong, up and down, left and right. It is a fractured world, not a whole world. But there is a whole world, whole, complete, and perfect. And there is a way for us to know that world. That world is real, and it is the underlying reality of this moment. It is the truth from which we emerge, a unified, infinite, creative force, universal and absolute, that is the source of all, and it holds us, and it gives us life. If we will turn away from the noise of the ego and look to the truth, that is, remind ourselves that there is only one reality, and that reality is always true, always the only thing there is. And if we will let ourselves accept that as true, that despite all the objections of the ego, we are putting our faith and trust in that truth, then we can begin to let go, to be soothed, to relax, to open ourselves, open our minds and hearts to the knowing of our perfect divine selves and the perfection of this moment, the potential and possibility contained in this moment, the richness and the beauty, the depth. Let yourself be soothed by the knowing of that truth. Let yourself sink into it. Relax into it. Surrender to it. The ego does not want to let go, but we are not the ego. The ego is not us. The truth is that every one of us has the desire to let go. Every one of us has a deep longing for reconnection with our authentic selves and the truth, to know the truth of our being, to return to that state of peace and knowing. We have to surrender control. We have to let go and relax. We have to remind ourselves that we are safe. There is no threat in this moment. We do not need to be hypervigilant. We do not need to be in control. Remember, the truth of you is the universal truth of love, peace, intelligence, and joy. That is the most fundamental truth about you. Nothing can change that. But we have learned to separate ourselves from it. And we have believed that we were somehow not good enough, somehow wrong. Something was wrong with us. But it is not true. It could never be true. When we believe in judgment, we separate ourselves from the truth. When we believe in bad and wrong, we reinforce that separation. We want to dissolve that separation. Let it fade away till our experience is that of our natural self, our true self, our perfect self, our divine self. We have an important job to do, to soothe ourselves back into peace. It is not something most of us know how to do or are very good at. As we have heard, it requires compassion and forgiveness and understanding and gentleness and kindness. It is a softening, letting go of the hard edges and boundaries. It is a dissolving of the separation. But it is the only job truly worth doing. For when we know the truth and live the truth, the world changes. We are not fixing anything. We are not saving anyone. We are bringing light to the darkness. And it is our darkness that must have light. But remember, the light is there within you. The light and love of the power and presence of that spirit within you. The spirit of the infinite consciousness and its creative energy, the power of love alive within you, always. That is the truth of you. It is the truth of this life, this world.
Thank you for listening to this episode of our podcast. If you'd like more information on these meditations and teachings, visit pathwaystosurrender.com. You might be interested in our other podcast, Pathways to Surrender. These are guided meditations designed to support you in letting go of whatever tensions or false ideas you might be holding about how things really are, and reaching a state of peace and surrender. That's Pathways to Surrender. Look for the next episode soon. We're uploading them every couple of days. See you next time.